Toku Secrets is a podcast run by the Anime Secrets website. Check us out at animesecrets.org for more anime, video game, tokusatsu content. Remember to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Hey everybody, it's Jason from Power Rangers Time Force, and you're watching Toku Secrets Podcast.
Tokusatsu, taking the form of many shows including Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Metal Heroes. And today, a group of fans come together to review it for you as Toku Secrets.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Toku Secrets Podcast, presented by animesecrets.org. I'm your host, Nipin Dasa, and today we are back to reviewing Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. We only got 2 more podcasts to do on this, thank God. We have the whole crew on here again, so I'll let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, Pat Chicken Red.
Hey, Rizwan Gokai Red.
And I'm Anthony Davis, also known as Kyoryu Green.
Dude, we are so enthusiastic right now.
I mean, this Sentai's done so much to us.
I have 2 reasons to be unenthusiastic.
Is one of the reasons sick, and the other reason is the season's terrible?
No, I'm sick from a head cold, and I'm sick from having to watch this crap.
I mean, valid, because, man, I can't even tell you how much I was like bitching all day about. Mm-hmm. This is a chore. I can't do this.
Yeah, he was texting me all day. Well,
there was one episode I liked.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I'm going to give a brief recap of Zyuranger last time. We're doing episodes 33 through 42. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning, but that's what we're doing here. So not much happened early on, but then we got this 4-parter where, okay, to cut a long story short, Bandura got this new type of clave that allows her to create more powerful monsters and golems, but then Geki and Burai got the Thunder Slingers that allowed the Zyurangers to defeat them. Then Bandura revived her boss, Dai Satan, literally the devil, and the Zyurangers unlocked Daijujin's perfect form, Ultimate Daijujin, which allows them to combine all their mechs to form that, and they defeated Dai Satan, and they also found out why Burai is in the state that he's in. So, yeah, that's about it. So we are now going to move on to a bunch of filler episodes because that's basically this season in a So we have episode 33, Teach Me the Jewel of Bravery. This is a filler episode, a Dan-centric episode, where Don has to teach this girl named Saori the meaning of courage because she's the only way that the Zyurangers can defeat this monster. The only thing to note about this is that this is another episode where Burai isn't in, so it was because there's no mech battle in this episode, but Burai was not in this episode, so when it was adapted into Power Rangers, it was a pre-Green with Evil episode, and they edited it because they used the Thunder Slingers to defeat the Raichu monster, but the Thunder Slingers didn't exist in Power Rangers at this point, so they edited it to make it look like she was destroyed by the Power Blaster instead. So that's something about it. Anybody want to take their first jab at this, since I just spoke for a little bit?
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
My first thought is, despite anything I say tonight, Gekyuranger's still worse. I have to get that out of the way first.
Okay, good. I didn't set you up to say that this time.
No, but I'm just doing it now because I'm going to be respectful of Patrick being sick and not going on a painful tirade and making this go longer than it has to.
You're welcome, America.
But beyond that, my assessment here will probably be something I can repeat for the next 7 episodes, I think. And that is, this is standard fare Zyuranger episode. Nothing really happens and develops through the characters. They all stay the same. The focus is more on the kids, like last time. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been at this point over 30 episodes, and I feel like I know the little kids better than I know the main protagonist of the TV show.
That's sad because it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we can say it's Dan centric, we can say it's my centric or whatever, but end of the day, it don't do anything, man. Like,
They're just the Zyuranger that got the main spotlight role.
and see,
It
like,
didn't actually center on them.
my biggest complaint here is we're not really utilizing the full potential of what this could have been. Like, the entire Barai death arc, this could have been developed for the last 15 episodes, but they ignore it for half the episodes, and the other half, it's barely a thing,
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. That's my copy and paste. I'm going to say this every episode if you ask me to give you a recap of what I thought.
I mean, I just think that this episode is needlessly complicated with how its story is. Like, okay, so there's two princesses that existed during the Zyuranger's time, and they get trapped inside of a jewel. One of those jewels is being used by the monster, and then the other one is just ran in the hands of this random little girl. Like, why not have the monster be a corrupted version of one of those princesses? And instead of having this random little girl, you can have the good princess be someone who's trying to save her friend. Like, you don't have to have these two stupid jewels. You can just have it be like this monster who's not really bad, and just, have it be a matter of trying to like save her or something. And I know that would take a lot better writing than what this season is actually worthy of, but that's my thoughts, honestly.
Yeah, I was about to say, stop making sense.
Like, stop making better in this main story.
I mean, to be fair, even with that type of plot, the Zyurangers probably wouldn't do much there. It would still be like some random character of the day event, but it would still be a bit more interesting than what we got and less complicated. If you guys know what I'm saying.
No, definitely, I agree with you. It's just,
I mean, the Power Rangers episode is a lot better because at least there, Billy has this girl who he has a crush on, and I mean, you want to root for Billy.
Oh, it's that episode. I forgot.
Yeah.
That was a great episode.
I think it was Peace, Love, and Woe, the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Power Rangers episode is hands down a lot better.
Yeah.
But I'll give Don credit this. He's not annoying. I like how he stood up for that little girl at the beginning, so he was tolerable in this episode. I didn't hate him, but I didn't like him that much either. Anthony and Patrick want to say anything?
So you want to know what the saddest part about this episode is?
What's that?
The best scene in this entire episode is literally when the little girl was actually taking the shots, the blasts or whatever from the creature, and taking the head on. Like, I was like, wow, like, you look cool. You look. That's really sad.
Wait, she was getting hit by the monster's attacks?
Because, I mean, what little girl you see is going to take... Yeah, she was right running towards the monster when she was shooting at her.
Yeah.
Like, what kids do you know had the guts to do that?
I mean, didn't Gnome's grandson, what was his name, Ryota, was literally willing to kill himself just to revive Burai?
See, we don't talk about that, Nate. We don't talk about that.
I know we don't talk about that. But yet, nothing bad about this episode, but nothing great. I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah, that's a standard 5 for me as well.
I'm giving I purposely didn't watch this episode. As I knew it wasn't worth my time.
Patrick, I was looking at Nate's outline before I began watching today, and I considered just skipping everything that was a filler.
So, you see, I guess one benefit from having seen the show already is I know what to skip. So over the last 2 podcasts, I've only watched about 5 episodes.
Look, work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not hard. Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, I've never seen this garbage. So...
Suffer more.
Again, still a peg higher than Geki Ranger.
Hell,
but you're lowering it on the totem pole.
It is lowering.
After I binged this, I literally went straight to King Gojo, and I was like, wow, this is a lot better.
Oh, dude, I'm ready for King Ozer next week.
I know, right? Yeah.
What are you giving it, Anthony?
I'll give it a 5.2.
All right, cool. To be fair, I think the next 2 episodes are actually not that bad. So first we get episode 34, Live Burai, which is a Burai-centric episode. And I actually do think this is it's fair to call it Burai-centric.
I also don't think this is a filler episode, honestly.
Yeah, that's debatable, maybe.
Because it does kind of play into his final story arc a little bit. So,
yeah, you're right. But this episode is where Burai gets lured into a trap where Bandora wants to exhaust the remainder of his candles, so she lures him into a trap. We find out at the beginning that he only has 13 hours left to live at the beginning of this episode, and that gets reduced down to 5 hours by the end of this. And then most of it is him trying to save a little girl, and he vows that he wants to spend the rest of his life helping protect children. Only other big thing to note, some people might remember that I kind of went on a bit of a rant in the previous podcast. Not the one where we had to re-record the Burai arc, but the one technically before this where the Ultra Zord debuted prematurely in Power Rangers. Well, this is the episode that's technically the debut of the Ultra Zord in Power Rangers, where they just unceremoniously have this ability to use the Ultra Zord. So that's just something I wanted to bring up. What did you guys think of this episode, guys? Anybody want to go first?
This was a peg better than what we had in the previous episode. It actually had some semblance of plot and movement, and it brought out the urgency of, oh crap, Burai's gonna die at some point, unless we do something. So I liked that development. That was pretty well done here.
And I think the Child of the Day plot here is a bit more subdued. There's a child that Burai has to save, but the bulk of the focus is about Burai being distraught over the fact that he has little time to live and can't be as useful to the Zyurangers as he would want to be. So, so that's what makes me really like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the episode doesn't state it, but I like to think my personal headcanon is that he wants to do good because he did a lot of horrible things when he was evil as Dragon Ranger, so he wants to atone for all of his sins. I know Zyuranger doesn't actually say that, but that's my personal headcanon.
It's pretty much what it is. It's just, it's not really out loud, but it's there. The message is there.
Mm-hmm. What did Patrick and Anthony think of this episode?
Yeah, it was nice. Like what Riz was saying, they just kind of sweep the whole storyline under the rug for a little bit. So it's nice to have some kind of build up to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it handled well? Not really. But is the attempt there? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. And at this point, that's all I can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought this one was good. I'm probably going to give it I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Honestly, like it's maybe that's a little high for a Zyuranger episode, but I like to take the good stuff where I can get it.
6.
7.
7.
All right, cool.
Oh, did you hear me? I said 7.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
heard you now.
Cool. Yeah, we heard you. All right, so next up we have Ninja Warrior Boy.
Oh, my bad.
This is actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I 7. A 7.
Next up we have episode 35, which is called Ninja Warrior Boy, boy-centric filler episode, where Boy is hired to be a bodyguard of a ninja family. They're protecting this medicine that Bandura wants. Now, I did not realize that that when I originally watched it, but apparently this episode is meant to be a tribute to, like, a homage to a Metal Hero series, Seikai Ninja Sen Jiraiya, which aired from 1988 to 1989. The reason why Boy is the central character is because apparently his actor, Takumi Hashimoto, he played the kid brother of two of the two main characters. This episode was also written by the head writer of Jiraiya, Susumu Takaku. I've never seen Jiraiya. I did hear that he had a crossover with Ni Ninja, and that episode was adapted into a Ninja Steel episode. I haven't seen Ninja Steel, but didn't they adapted the Jiraiya crossover thing?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it was good, but they still adapted it. So,
is anything in Ninja Steel good? I mean, honestly, is anything in Ninja Steel good besides Dimensions in Danger? We don't give them that.
No.
Okay.
Then no.
Another episode where Burai isn't in it. Another pre-Green with Evil episode of Power Rangers, even though this came out when Burai was around. Once I kind of knew that this episode was meant to be kind of a tribute to the Jiraiya series. I actually thought that it was kind of cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool ninja action. I don't even think you could say that there's a child of the day, because the technical child of the day, Chisato, she's a bit older. Like, she's honestly looks old enough to where she's like Boy's age. So I think this is kind of a little out of genre for Zyuranger. So I appreciate it a little bit more. I didn't really hate it, but what did you guys think of it?
I don't really hate any of this. I mean, it's just badly written, but I don't hate it. Like, I can't hate something that doesn't really give me any emotional value back,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
It was just unique compared to some of the other Zyuranger fillers. So
yeah,
I'll give it that. That's all I can give it.
I'm probably going to give the Ninja episode originally I wanted to give it a 7, but I'm going to put it down to a 6 just because I don't think it's that good to warrant a 7, but I think a 6 is good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give this a 6.
Yeah.
Anthony?
I'm giving it a 6. 6.
All right, cool. All right, now just a fair warning, I hate this next episode for a reason that I'm going to go into a little bit after I let you guys talk. So we get a filler episode called Smash It, the Mirror of Death, where there's this boy that's obsessed with finding a treasure map with money, and he finds a treasure map that leads to a cursed mirror, and it kills people whenever they look into it, and Bandura goes after him. Now, the funny thing is that this episode is another episode where Burai doesn't appear, but here's the funny thing. This episode was adapted into Power Rangers, but it was a post-Green with Evil episode, but it wasn't an episode that's around when Tommy is no longer part of the team because of the Green Candle. It's a Green Ranger era episode. In fact, I'm pretty sure Tommy is in the credits, but Tommy isn't in the episode, and he's not even mentioned.
Wow.
So that was, I knew that it was I didn't think Power Rangers would eventually have one of those types of episodes, but they did. I just wanted to make a note of that. So now apparently this is also meant to be the vacation episode of this Sentai, because okay, I don't know how many times they do it now, but like back in like the 90s, there would be a lot of Sentais that had like vacation episodes. Like in the previous Sentai that we did, well, not previous, but in Jetman, we had like that 2-part episode you guys might remember where they go on vacation for like 2 episodes when Tronza shows up.
Yeah.
I know in Car Ranger, there was a 2-parter where their boss takes them on a business trip. I think they went on a class trip in Mega Ranger. I can't remember, but
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
So this is supposed to be this vacation episode, but it's not treated like one, which really frustrates me. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. But what did you guys think of this episode? Riz, you want to go first?
I mean, I don't really have like super strong opinions here. It's just, you know, like it doesn't give me anything that I don't already have about these characters, with the story or the season.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a bad character moment for Geki here, though, because like the monster of the day can like attach boulders to people and like leave them stuck. Dan gets hit by the monster's rock, and he gets pinned down. And he's like, "Oh, somebody help me!" And then Geki runs over and tries to pull the rock, but then he can't do it. It's like, "Sorry, can't help you." And then he just abandons Dan and just runs. It's like,
well, okay. So I saw that. I had a feeling you of the 4 of us would want to comment on it, and I have a rebuttal to you on that.
What's that?
If we're in the middle of a monster chase, and this monster's terrorizing the city, and my team is down, and I can't help them immediately to get them back on their feet to go run after the monster and take him down, yeah, you better believe I'm going to leave you behind.
I mean, I guess it's...
So I support Geki's moment here a bit more than you do, I think.
I know, it just seems so cruel, though.
It had an air of comedic timing on it.
It did.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it did give me a pretty funny joke, now that I think back on it more. Dan has abs of steel, or in this case, rock. I made it funny.
You know, you were talking about dad jokes during our Rebels review, Riz. You just made another dad joke.
Look, man.
And if you want to get the comedic irony of this scene across, just play yakety sax over it.
I mean, I'll say this other funny thing when they do the Power Rangers episode, and the scene where Zach and Trini are battling against, I don't remember what the rock monster's name was, but they actually do use footage of Don in the background, and you can very clearly see him flopping around all over the place, and they don't even try to explain who he is. Like,
I may be
who
wrong.
is this guy and what is he wearing?
Might have been Rockstar, I think. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, just let me know.
The episode was called The Rockstar, yeah.
But I don't know if the monster was also named Rockstar either. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll go back and check.
But this episode frustrates me from its vacation element because it frustrates me from the vacation element because I'll be honest, I really love the vacation episodes in Sentai, and sure, oftentimes they don't really contribute much to the plot, but I just like to see some nice Japan exotic vacation spots. Like imagine an episode of imagine if in a Power Rangers episode, there's like a saga of episodes, like maybe in Lightspeed Rescue, there's one day where they go to like some big beach spot that's like popular in that's like popular in Florida or something, or maybe maybe you can have like a Time Force episode where they go to Disney World and they establish that like Silver Hills is in Florida or something like that. Like, okay, maybe them going to Disney World isn't like, it doesn't add much to the plot, but isn't there just some novelty there seeing the Power Rangers just hanging out at Disney World or something? Like,
right.
You get what I'm trying to say?
No, I
Can
get
someone give me fan art? Can someone give me fan art of Eric wearing Mickey Mouse ears? No.
That would be awesome.
You put
I
that
don't know
visual in
about
my
that
head,
one, buddy.
man.
Okay, well, if any Time Force Ranger was wearing Mickey ears, it would be Katie.
That I would
Yeah,
be
it would
behind.
be.
Yeah, and I say that I'm currently watching Time Force. I'll be done with it tomorrow, but so what frustrated me is that it's supposed to be a vacation episode because this takes place at a vacation spot. Well, it's not open anymore. According to my wife, she told me that that's been closed for a while now, but it used to be like a really big vacation spot. And I didn't realize this was supposed to be a vacation episode until I watched Mistar Fusion's video on this episode. So
Yep.
It's supposed to be a vacation episode, and yet it's played out like a normal episode, and that just really frustrates me. So maybe I'm just being selfish here, but that's what I hate about this. Since one of the cooler this Sentai botches a really cool concept that's often present in Sentai, at least at the time. So yeah, this episode is just downright bad. I'm giving it a 2.
Yeah,
Anybody
I
else?
don't
I'll
really
give it
even really
3,
like
honestly.
vacation episodes when they're done correctly
Yeah.
half the time. So,
I mean, when are they really ever done well?
Exactly.
Wait, what did you say, Riz?
They're not done well very often.
no, they're not.
Well, yeah, but I just think that there's a novelty to it at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is. There is.
Fun
but
visually, but it also in the context of the story, they never make any sense why they do it. Oh,
Yeah,
this one city in particular is being attacked every day for the past several months. Let's go on vacation for a few days and leave it completely abandoned and no protection.
Yeah, that's true.
Way to go, idiots.
Yeah. No, that's going to be a 4 for me, I think.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be a
that
3
sounds
for me.
about right.
Straight 3.
All right, 2, 3, and 4. That's pretty cool. All right, so now we get episode 37. A Dinosaur is Born.
Not
You guys
again.
You guys remember the dinosaur eggs?
Not
Okay, do you
again.
like the dinosaur eggs? No? Well, too bad. They're back again. So yeah, the dinosaur eggs get brought back, though thankfully we're not going to see them again until the final arc, where the dinosaur eggs get found by these kids. The Zyurangers try to rescue them from Bandora's forces. They get found, washed ashore by these 3 kids, and then those kids get captured along with Mei by Dora Kinkaku's gourd, which is like a mythical Japanese creature, like an oni. And Geki, Goshi, Don, and Boy get revealed to Daijujin that the dinosaur eggs are going to hatch in 60 days. And then the Zyuranger save the eggs with Burai's help, and the eggs are put inside King Brachion to be kept safe until they hatch. And that's the episode. What did you guys do? Is this just another stock episode? Like, what did you guys think here?
I'm just going to skip ahead to the score and give it a 2 because anything involving these stupid eggs infuriates me.
I'm gonna give this another 4. I will say, despite how boring this episode was, I am glad that the eggs are no longer missing and that they probably won't appear again until the finale, if even then, and that King Brachion can hold on to them, and not lose them, like the big idiot that he is.
Yeah, because somebody buttered up that case. No one can hold on to it for 5 seconds.
No, they couldn't, and it was annoying. It was like, okay, dude, these eggs truly serve no purpose, and I kind of found it odd that Bry said, Geki, look, dinosaurs are being born as I'm dying. It's going to be great. What a miracle. And I'm like, really? That's where we're going with this tragedy that you're going to die is
Man, you're not
dinosaurs are
taking
being
this very
born?
well, are you, Bry?
Yeah.
But-
Like,
We like you better than the eggs, dude. Like,
Bry's the only reason the season's any good.
look,
And then the most annoying thing about this episode is that during the scene where Daijujin is explaining to the other Zyurangers about the dinosaur eggs, he spends like 2 minutes saying, "Hello, I'm Daijujin. These are the 5 guardian beasts that can combine to form me. Then you have Dragon Caesar. Dragon Caesar can combine with me to form this. And then we can combine with King Brachion to form this." And it's like, we already know this.
It's a toy advertisement within the season because the other toy advertisements where they're battling as mechs was not enough. They had to stuff it in our face. Hey kids, remember, you have to buy all 7 Zords to get all the functionality you need.
that part.
I will say one thing. Thank God Zyuranger only has 7 mechs, unlike other seasons with like 24 mechs.
Yep.
Because could you imagine if they did this exact same thing there?
Oh, that would be the whole episode. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the only other thing I remember about this is that this was adapted into a Power Rangers episode that I always enjoyed watching. It's an episode where Kimberly is having a bad day, and then she gets trapped by the monster. And the reason why that episode always stood out to me was because they used the footage of the other 4 Rangers battling against the monster is called the Samurai Fan Man in the Power Rangers episode. And there's multiple scenes where you can see the Zyurangers battle bikes in the background. And as a kid, I'm just like, whoa, wait, where did those cool motorcycles come from? I've never seen the Rangers use those. So that always stood out to me when I was a kid. Like, because I think they made toys of them. They were called the battle bikes in Power Rangers, but the only time you ever actually see them on the show is in the background via Sentai footage in this episode.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give this one a 4. I know Patrick already gave it a 2, but what about Riz and Anthony?
I already gave it a 4.
Oh, okay. And then Anthony?
I'll give it a 5 only because I like the samurai monster. That's it.
Well, I don't think it was based on a samurai here. It was supposed to be based on like a demon, but yeah, same difference.
Yeah, same difference.
Yeah. All right, so now we get this is the episode that Riz texted me earlier today saying that he likes, apparently, called Princess May's 7 Metamorphoses. Filler episode, May-centric, where May is, where most of the episode is just May battling against Lamy as she tries to power up her own Dora monster by draining energy from humans. This is a quick change episode. I think the only Sentai that we've done before that has this concept is Gokaiger, which I pointed out, where
didn't Senkinzer have it too?
They might have, but it's a traditional episode in Sentai where the pink Senshi, which in this case is May, goes on like a huge barrage of multiple quick disguises while untransformed to battle.
I feel like they did like a wedding or something.
I think,
that was a wedding,
Senkinzer,
but I don't know
right?
if that would be considered it. Yeah, that was Shinken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like multiple outfits, but
No.
there is
they
a
did
little bit of it.
They did it in Gokaiger in the Abba Ranger tribute episode.
Yeah.
Oh, and fun fact,
Yeah.
another Sentai we haven't reviewed yet has done the change, but this character was not a pink ranger. It was a yellow. That did this,
let me guess, King Ozer?
No,
Which one?
it was Abba Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. We
Would
don't
you-
see Burai.
What happened?
What'd you say,
I would say,
Patrick?
would you count G3? Would you count G3 Princess as a quick change from Go On?
Hey, it would. What?
Oh,
You know what?
I remember that now.
Remember
Now you think about it? Yeah.
That would have been good. We don't see Burai in this episode, although we see him playing the flute. We hear him playing the flute in the background to summon Dragon Caesar. So Riz, you said you liked this episode, so how about you actually start off? Because maybe it would be nice to hear something positive for a change.
I like this episode better than anything else in this batch. Mainly because it's entertaining. Like, yeah, there are kids involved, but they're getting their energy drained, so they're not really around. They're just kind of a prop. So that's a win for me. But also, May is just adorable, so it's fun to watch her go through the stuff. So while it's filler, while it adds no anything, and while Burai is not really even around or mentioned, what the heck, guys? It's a fun little time.
You know, isn't it weird that all these episodes leading up to his final arc, he's just not here?
It's like, okay, we could have easily just made the Greenwood Evil equivalent episodes and the Green Candle equivalent episodes into one long arc for like 10 episodes and been done with it.
Yeah, probably would have been better.
It would have been better. It wouldn't have made me want to scream every now and then because I'm like, what about Burai? Have you guys all forgotten?
Yeah, I'll give Riz the benefit of the doubt because this is one of the few times where a filler episode for a character actually feels thematic to the character. Because May was actually pretty impressive in this episode.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I have a problem with how, like, okay, first of all, when the monster reaches its adult form, it captures May, and May needs the other Zyurangers to come and save her. And not only that, but she can all of a sudden use her Dino Buckler again, even though it got damaged earlier in the episode, and all of a sudden she can use it again with no explanation. I don't know. I really wish that May defeated the monster herself. I really don't like it. It's the same problem with that episode of RPM where everyone except Summer and Gemma get put to sleep. The Dome Dolls, that's what it was called.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where Summer and Gemma, they don't defeat the monster. They just hold it off until Dr. K is able to wake up the male Rangers, and then they all save the day. Like, I don't know. I just think it's much more powerful if you want to go with the girl power thing. Can't you have the girl defeat the monster by themselves without needing the guys to come and bail them out?
I'm going to bring up G3 Princess again because that was the Go On your equivalent of that. And they did finish off the monster.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
They did.
Chalk another one up to Go On your.
I mean, then the monster grew when they needed the guys to show up for the mechs. But that's fine. They defeated the monster while it was size. So I'll let that pass. So I like that left a bad taste in my mouth. But I agree, May was pretty impressive until that final bit. So yeah, I'm probably gonna give this episode a 7.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. No, I'm gonna go to 6. I like it, but it's still not impressive enough to give it a better score.
I'll give it a 6 too, just because like I say, it's not. It's a good episode for her, but it could have been a lot better.
Well, the timing is what makes it not great. If you took out the Burai stuff and had this pre-Burai existing, this could have been in the 7 to 8 territory.
Yeah, because it also doesn't help the fact that we've gone this whole most of the series already, and you're just now giving us individual episodes of the main characters of the show already. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, that's also a really good point.
What were you going to give it, Anthony?
I gave it a 6 as well.
Oh, okay. Now we get a filler episode, and this episode is a very depressing episode, a subterranean beast's tears, where where there's this underground monster who, not one of Bandora's monsters. It's a monster that lives underground called Goda, and Bandora manipulates it into battling the Zyurangers by telling her that the Zyurangers killed her babies, and the Zyurangers spend most of the episode trying to snap her out of like her feral state. The only big thing about this is that there's a moment where Geki's trying to avoid killing the monster, where Burai shows up and says that some tragedies are just unavoidable. This is him basically telling them, hey, you have to kill Goda because, I mean, she'll kill people if you don't. It's tragic, but it's unavoidable. That ends up having a kind of a much deeper meaning when you realize what the next episode is, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
This is where things get more frustrating, and I get more ranty. We're one episode from the big event, and well, the beginning of the big event, really. And it's like everyone's forgotten the urgency again that one of their teammates is literally trapped in another dimension trying to bide time to survive while these guys are off doing whatever, like there's no anything going on to help Burai. It's like, Burai who? We don't care about Burai. Not even his own dang brother.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, I do think that this is better than the Power Rangers episode, because the Power Rangers episode, in my opinion, is one of the worst in season 1. So let me explain to everyone the plot of this episode, because this is a very stupid Power Rangers episode where even as a kid, there was something that was off about it. So first of all, the monster can talk in Power Rangers, unlike in Zyuranger, where it's a feral monster. It's a monster that was created by Vinster, even though it wasn't created by Pleprecon here. Fang, created by Vinster, but he's a bit more hyper and disobedient. He gets angry at the Rangers because Squan and Babu ate some eggs. Are these eggs his children? No. He's angry because Squan and Babu found these eggs that he wanted to eat for lunch. And he's like, what? You ate my lunch? No! And then Squan and Babu are just like, no, the Power Rangers ate your lunch. And then he's all like, the Power Rangers? I will destroy them for eating my lunch before I could eat it. And then, again, that always irritated me. They used the footage where Geki's trying to reason with Goda Jason tries to reason with Fang, even though there's literally no difference between Fang and the other monsters. And, yeah, like...
Look at Patrick, he's like, oh, I just want to die.
The Power Rangers episode is just stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, this ain't much better than Nate.
I know,
Really
but
not.
I mean, honestly, given the footage we got in Zyuranger, I don't fully blame Power Rangers all that much.
yeah, but do you have to have a plot where a monster is mad because someone ate something that he wanted to eat?
Did someone take my lunch?
My Junie bird eggs.
Well, okay, you gotta think about the target audience again. Kids find that kind of stuff funny.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
And honestly, that's one of my least concerns in this set of episodes.
But
What, Patrick?
you say something, Patrick? Oh,
Okay.
He was just trying to keep himself from coughing to death.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm probably going to give this one a. I mean, it doesn't do much. I know that you guys are a little irritated with how this is just before Burai's final arc, but I'm probably still going to give it a 5. It's not terrible in my opinion.
Oh no, that's definitely 5. It's just the overall Barai lack of story does not factor into the scores I'm giving all that much.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't fairly give a rating to an episode based on the fact that they don't talk about Barai, because I'm just going to be beating a dead horse at that point.
Mm-hmm.
In the context of the standalone episode, once again, it's standard Zyuranger fanfare, not a whole lot going on, characters don't develop, we have kids. I mean, that's it.
What would Patrick and Anthony give it?
4.
4 as well.
All right. Well, now let's move on to the main course, the big thing that's going to be happening for this podcast. So we have a 3-part episode. Episode 40, Burai's Departure of Death. Then episode 41, Blaze Burai. And then episode 42, Burai Dies. So I'm just going to go over this whole story arc, try to sum it up mostly. So this arc begins where Burai has a dream where he's being taken to the afterlife on a rickshaw, during which he sees a young boy who's also waiting to be taken to the afterlife. Clotho reveals to the Zyurangers that Burai only has 4 hours left and he will die next time he appears. Most of the first episode is mostly just a clip show episode. Like, we get a lot of flashbacks and all that, but then the episode ends with Dragon Caesar appearing and rampaging through the city. And then that moves us to the next episode where it turns out that the Dragon Caesar that attacked before was actually the latest Dora monster, Dora Gansaku. And Bondora did this to lure Burai out so that she can enter his timeless room, and she destroys it. So now Burai has nowhere to go, and he's trapped in the real world, and he only has 3 hours left to live. Burai finds the boy in his dream named Kota, the boy who he also suspects is going to die. He takes he takes Kota on a ride on Dragon Caesar, which that was always weird. Apparently, he's a big fan of Dragon Ranger and Dragon Caesar.
I don't mind that as a problem, though. That's
it's
endearing. Kid likes Dragon Caesar. That's his favorite Sentai Ranger. I have no complaints about that.
I mean, then again, in Power Rangers in Space, Carlos once took a kid on a
ride.
I
was just about to say that.
On a Galaxy glider.
I was just about to mention Carlos and
Sylvie. Yeah.
I know that
words out of my mouth, Nate.
I know that when Miss Star Fusion had did the review, I know he was like, well, I know you want to try to prevent this kid from dying. The first thing you wouldn't do is you wouldn't have this freaking you wouldn't have to have Dragon Caesar on top of the freaking kid, like trying to, walk around with it. But that's, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
How did Brian not know that he died because he fell off of Dragon Caesar's head?
Yeah.
How could he not
know?
Whoops.
You're trying to make too much sense here, Patrick.
But anyway,
someone has to.
But anyway, Barza discovers this magic elixir, which they can use to heal Burai. Goshi and Don are sent to the land to get the elixir, but as part of a ceremony for them to go there, they don't have their dino bucklers anymore. And Dora Gansaku appears, and only Dragon Caesar is able to fight since the Zyurangers don't have their dino bucklers. And during the fight, because Kota was on Dragon Caesar, what do you think happens? Oh no, Kota got injured because no one could have seen that coming. And then that brings us to our the final part and the final episode here, where Kota is left in critical condition and Burai gives him his dragon medal to keep him stabilized. Burai only has 1 hour left, and he vows that he will fight to avenge Kota. And then most of the episode is the Zyurangers battling without their powers. Goshi and Don have to fight this statue that's guarding the elixir, and the other three are battling Griforza and golems. But then thankfully, eventually, because, the Deus Ex Machina is very prevalent here in this Sentai. I mean, then again, their mech is literally God. Their dino bucklers get restored and they transform. The four Zyurangers in the real world form Ultimate Daijujin and defeat Dora Gansaku. But unfortunately, when that happens, Burai's time runs out and Burai vanishes. Goshi and Don get the elixir, but Clotho reveals that they're too late to save Burai, but he gives them the elixir anyway because he wants to fulfill Burai's last wish. We get a big, sad moment where Geki Boy and May find Burai. Burai thanks Geki for one last good fight, and, they enjoyed their time together. The dragon medal, unlike in Power Rangers where Jason gets the dragon coin, here the dragon coin just vanishes, but the dragon medal, but Burai still gives Geki his dragon armor and the Jew Soken, and Burai dies. But thankfully, as Burai is dying, Goshi and Don use the elixir to cure Kota just in time, and this allows Burai to pass into the afterlife peacefully, because when he's being taken, he notices the bench where Kota was sitting was empty. So he's at least able to pass peacefully because he knows that he was able to save Kota. And the episode ends with Geki playing a song on the Jew Soken, and he and Dragon Caesar are just mourning it. There's actually this is the only Zyuranger where there's no Zyuranger episode where there's no closing narration because they wanted to keep with the solemn nature. And the last thing I'll say about this, I think I said this in our history of Super Sentai. Here's a big thing. So Burai is dead and he's not coming back. Spoiler, although you probably already know that. Here's the funny thing. There was a poll that was held where children were able to vote on whether or not Burai got to live or die. They intended on killing Burai the whole time, but people voted to have him live, and then Toei was all like, oh, you want Burai to live? Okay, well, too bad. Sometimes people die. Live with it.
Screw you, kids. You can always get what you want. It's like, whoa, dang. It's cold.
All
Democracy is a lie.
All right. Who is ready to unleash the Riz?
That's disgusting.
Oh, okay, Riz, go ahead and unleash your Riz rant.
Okay.
I don't like the sound of that.
Okay. Nate, you told me this is going to be a good 3-part episode thing. Patrick told me something kind of similar. This is garbage.
Oh. When did I say that this was going to be good?
I thought you told me that. One of y'all told me
No,
it was gonna be good.
I said the Dragon Ranger arc was going to be decent. I said that I didn't care for this too much.
Okay, this is complete garbage. First, in 41, Blaze Burai, why are we having this clipso of people remembering the good old times of Burai? There are no good times. He literally appears for 5 minutes in a couple of episodes here and there, not even every episode, just to call Dragon Caesar and save the day. Then he goes back to the other dimension because he can't live long. And nobody cares he can't live long.
Hey, don't worry, Gek. Remember those good times where he showed up and beat us up, and then when he joined us, he stood on that building, and then that building, and then that building?
Like, okay, at least Geki I can understand. That's his brother. He might have some fond memories of all that.
Well,
But
very
when they
brief.
started having the rest of the team go into flashbacks, I'm like, what are you flashbacking to? Did you even say any words to Bry ever in your life? Because I don't think you did. So I didn't care for that. I thought that was kind of stupid. Yeah, so that's my first set of problems. Second, Bandora found that pocket dimension way too conveniently at the right possible moment. Like,
Dang, even villains have a Deus Ex Machina, huh?
like
Right.
okay, why couldn't this have been something that he was working on, trying to penetrate to get into that dimension? No, it's just like oh, you know what? I'm gonna just magic my way in right now. No prelude, no nothing. Just, oh hi, I'm here. Okay, bye. You're all dead. Like, what was the point of that? And then, okay, the elixir hunt. I get you couldn't send all 5 to the dimension. Why did we send Ghosty and Dan?
Why didn't
people?
Geki go?
That's what I'm saying. If
It's his
Geki
brother.
had gone, okay, hear me out. If Geki had gone and he had gotten the elixir, and then he came back and tried to give it to his brother, but the brother was already too far gone, we could have salvaged some of the relationship and built some character development and give Geki, like, something. But instead, literally, Ghosty and Dan get the elixir, and they save Kota. And I'm sorry. Kota doesn't matter. He's
Nope.
Dang.
He's just kind of there to be a plot
Screw
element.
them kids.
No, he's literally a plot element to get Bry to stay dead. Because there's a chance if Kota hadn't died, they'd have saved Bry. But because Toei had already decided with that stupid poll of theirs, oh hey, screw y'all, people die sometimes, Bry's gonna die now. Like, they had to give an excuse for why Bry couldn't be brought back to life and why they couldn't save him. So Kota's entire reason is to exist is to kill Bry, basically.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nate.
And ironically, you saying why didn't Geki go? Like, ironically enough, the Power Rangers episode technically handles this a bit better because Jason is the one who goes to try and get the candle in the green candle.
Yeah. And I mean, Geki is the leader.
Yeah.
So he should have gone. The entire, oh, you were chosen to go, that's garbage. There's no reason to pick those two. It could have been Boy and May, and nothing would have been different. Not a single thing in the next episode would have been different. And then don't even get me started on this mad dash at the end to run around the freaking base, throwing books around, trying to find a solution to save Bry now at the last hour. They should have been doing this for the last 12 episodes.
Waste of time.
Have you ever done the entire essay the night before it was due?
Yes, but I'm a bad college student.
See, I get my best work done under those scenarios.
I did too. I was a bad president back then in high school, so.
Okay, I get that, but we had a golden opportunity here.
This is a little bit more of an urgent situation. I agree.
Yeah, like, okay, if I flunked a history paper, big whoop-de-doo. But if I didn't do what was required and my best friend died, then that kind of sucks, right? Hell, it sucks even more when it's your family dying. Like, Geki... I get Geki didn't know for like 5 episodes after the fact that there's a problem. But when he figures it out, I expected Geki to put some more resources on, oh crap, my brother's going to die if I don't do something to help him. Let me go tear apart my command center and read some books and figure out what's going on. But no, he couldn't be bothered to read books because he's so busy chasing after these stupid kids and their stupid problems because Bandora has a thing for making kids her target. And then Bri tells everyone, protect the kids. That's why we're in this mess. They've protected kids way too much, and that's why he died. No, this is garbage. Not a single redeemable thing here.
I have another issue that I'm surprised you didn't bring up.
Go for it. I might have brought it up if you let me go on, but go for it.
The monster was, mimicking itself as some of their mechas and everything. But then when he got hit, he flashed into his base Dora monster form. Did nobody see that? No. Screw you for destroying our city, Zyuranger. Look at him. He doesn't look like one of our people. What are you hitting us with rocks for?
Okay. Literally, I saw that.
I'm not seeing nothing. Okay, that's going to be a huge problem in another episode in the next batch.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So, that I think is the worst episode of Sentai I have ever seen. And you guys know because I've seen a bunch of Sentai. That is the single
No,
worst
I know exactly.
I
know exactly what episode you're talking about. I know exactly what episode
I'm
you're
going
talking
to have a very
about.
angry rant about that episode.
I'm ready to hear this rant.
No, I don't blame you.
You know, Anthony, I asked Nathan about that a couple of days ago when he told me that this is the worst episode he's ever seen of Sentai.
It is.
I asked him, is it worse than the lawnmower? And he said yes. And I was like, oh my god. How is it worse than the freaking lawnmower episode?
And I've seen over half the Super Sentai seasons all the way through. So that title carries a lot of weight in my case.
Yeah. No, but like that was stupid. And I was gonna bring it up, Patrick. I just didn't get there yet.
Okay.
I had other fish to fry that were more important. Like I said earlier, I don't think the other 4 idiots ever really talked to Bri because they didn't. Literally, he tried to kill them. Then Geki forgave him, saying, "Oh, brother, I forgive you." And then Bri vanishes. And then it becomes Bri coming back and saving the day and then running away again. When did these guys ever form an emotional attachment to the guy to even mourn him or even feel bad about it? All they're missing here is, oh, the guy who saves our ass because we all suck is no longer here to save our ass. I guess it's up to us to finally do something on our own.
Yeah, maybe I had a higher opinion of this based on what I remember, but I see the problems with it.
Your memory is terrible if you thought it was anywhere near good. I'm sorry, man.
I would probably say that the green at least with the green candle, like the candle isn't a thing until the Green Candle saga in Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes a bit more sense. And
dude, if I'm going to rank the 3 Green Ranger story arcs between MMPR, Zyuranger, and the audio drama, Zyuranger's dead last.
Yeah, it's dead last.
On every single aspect of the Green with Evil, Green Candle, everything.
Yeah, and it's not only that, but I like the Green Candle a little bit more, especially since, you remember Riz, and you posted this video on our channel too. That little tribute video that you did for Tommy after following JDF's passing. You show that scene where he gives his powers to Jason, and you actually play the audio. Like that actually has a little bit more emotion to it than I remember.
Dude,
it's a very emotional moment.
It's a very impactful moment. Like, if you were to ask me what's the most emotionally charged part of MMPR season 1, it's that transfer of power from green to red. Nothing else comes anywhere near it in MMPR.
Yeah, well, I kind of like the final scene of that episode too, where Tommy and Kimberly finally amount to something as a couple. Sure, it's kind of undermined since we don't see Tommy afterward at the end, but I don't know. I like that scene too. So, and like I said in our Mighty Morphin season 1 episode, the Green Candle was my favorite episode from season 2. So I've always really liked the Green Candle. So
Yeah.
I mean, there is the plot hole of why is Rita waited until now to use the candle, but I can overlook that. I still think it's an amazing episode. So yeah, the more I think about it, I do think that the Green Candle was probably better than this episode.
Dude, a lot of things are better than this episode. The only thing worse than this episode is Kyoryu.
Well, I don't know. I think you're probably going to find that one episode that I really hate in the next batch to be worse than this.
Well, if I do find it annoying, you'll get a text tomorrow.
Okay, cool. But it'll be my turn to do the angry rant when we get to that episode, just to let you know.
I don't know about that. It's kind of my stick at this point.
Yeah, but I know I disappointed you with this, but I'm still banking that you guys will like Time Ranger.
Okay,
Time Ranger
but see, Nate, hold up. You can't compare this pile of garbage to something as great as what Time Ranger will be and say, I can't let you down there. That's like saying the sky is blue. Yes, it won't let us down. We already know this walking into it.
Okay, but in my defense, us doing Zyuranger wasn't my idea, so just know that. And we knew that we weren't.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely me and Patrick's idea. We both wanted to do it. We dragged Anthony kicking and screaming the entire way through.
You really did. I did not want to do this.
I want to watch it to prove to Patrick that my opinion would stay the same, that Geki is still worse than anything in Zyuranger. And Patrick wanted to do it to just have a fun time berating the season.
And I have been, so...
And I have been defending that Zyuranger is still worse, and it still holds true.
But what will we give this final Burai arc out of 10 before we go into the analysis?
Can I give it a -1?
Well,
can I be
give it a
owed
4.
points?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get points back from the season?
Okay, you can give it a -1.
Refund.
Anthony, what would you give it?
I want my hour of my life back.
Yeah, but technically that whole arc is an hour since these episodes are 20 minutes long. So that whole arc is an hour long.
It's an hour. I want my hour of my life back.
Yeah.
This is garbage.
What would you give it, Anthony?
3.
Dang, I'm just that asshole giving it a -1. That's great.
I'll probably give it a 3 too, just because.
Man, I thought at least somebody would go for like a 2 or a 1.
So
Maybe
we don't really have
I'm
to.
still a little bit delirious, but I probably would if I was.
You look kind of delirious on the camera right now. If I'm not gonna lie.
So we don't really have to talk about the villains. Now we
There's
are
no
going
updates on the villains. The ranking doesn't matter anymore. They all suck.
Never did.
I mean, the villains might be a little bit interesting in the in-game arc, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah.
So, what do we? How will we do with analyzing the Rangers and update ranking them?
Okay. Here's my ranking. Burai in slot 1. Gosi in slot 2. May in slot 3. The other 3 idiots in slot 4. Because literally at this point, Dan, Boy, and Geki are just there to fill seats.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably put Goshi and Bryant 1, and then the others are somewhere in the 80s. I don't know.
The 80s?
In the 80s. There's only 6 characters, but they end up in the 80s somewhere. Don't question how it works. Just accept it.
Okay, hold on, Patrick. Hold on. Are you actually ranking the children above these characters as well?
Well, the show cares about them more.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Why
Exactly.
I mean, it would fill
God.
up the slots. So
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, I guess. But honestly, like, I don't know. I'm just disappointed in the lost potential here.
Yeah.
It's like you said in a previous podcast, Patrick. There was a lot of great potential here for Zyuranger to be good, but they squandered it with children and with poor planning and poor execution.
What would your ranking be, Anthony?
I think what was it last time? I know it was Borai, and I think it was also Goshi, Geki, May, Boy, and then Don.
Okay. I'm probably gonna do something similar to Riz's, where maybe I would put Goshi above Burai just because I think Goshi still has like a personality going for him. I would put Burai after him. I think May is still adorable. She's a character that you just can't hate, so I put her there. And then yeah, I'd agree with Riz. I just think that Geki, Boy, and Don just deserve to be in their own category.
Hey, his name is Dan, not Don.
No.
That's how bad he is. You don't even remember his name ever. You always say Don, and I always correct you as Dan.
That's how it's pronounced in the Japanese pronunciation.
Okay, but Don is Gokai Green, and Don is way better than any of these characters.
Yeah, I know.
And Don is one of the weaker members of the Gokaiser team.
I think he's the weakest of them all, actually.
I was gonna debate Guy and him.
So one other thing before we kind of just get into our thoughts going into the final batch. So this is Burai's final appearance, which means that there's nothing else to see with Burai. So where would we all rank we're going to do this again with the other ones at the end, but where would we rank Burai among the other Sixth Rangers that we've seen in action? And I know that Riz and Patrick haven't seen like all the other Sixth Rangers, but you could just rank them based on the other ones that you've seen.
I would say out of all the ones I've seen, the only one I would rank lower than him is King Range because he is poop.
King Ranger's the worst.
He's poop.
Yeah, he's poop.
He's not crap. He's just poop. He's just poop.
Yeah, he's poop. He needs a more direct description. Yeah, but yeah, King Ranger is just like the worst Sixth Ranger. No one's going to compete with that. But every other Sixth Ranger I've seen is probably better than Bry.
His first debut,
he gets captured.
He gets captured. He sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get captured on your first episode as a Ranger? That's worse than what happened with Cam becoming a bug in the second episode of his first Ranger battle.
So, at the top of the Sixth Ranger list, it's Spider Kimono.
Yeah.
No questions asked there. Working my way backwards from that statement, Burai's kind of mid. Like, he's not top 10 material because while he had a pretty good introduction arc in that it was the most entertaining part of this season, it still doesn't mean it's good. It's really kind of mid. So, yeah, he's in the mid somewhere.
Who would your favorite be based on the ones that you've seen then, Riz?
Spider Kimono is at the top.
Oh, okay, right.
I kind of lean towards Tokyo Zyuranger being interesting.
Yeah, Tokyo Rokugo.
Yeah, he was interesting. While he was comic relief, I still like the internal struggle that Sinkinger Gold went through. I'm not saying he's in the top 3. I'm just saying I like him a lot as a character.
And Patrick, who is your favorite among the ones you've seen?
I'm not going to put Spider Kimono up there yet because I'm waiting until the season ends before I fully judge him. But I would probably say, just because I count him, I would probably say either Black Knight or Shinken Gold.
Oh yeah. But I don't care what Go-Catcher says. Black Knight is a Sixth Ranger.
Black Knight's a definite Sixth Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that he put Shinken Gold that high.
I mean,
really?
I like Shinken Gold. Genta's a lovable guy, Riz. You've seen
Genta's a great guy, but I thought you've seen stuff like Abare Killer at this point. So I thought they.
I haven't seen Abba Ranger yet. Well, okay. Who else have I seen? I've seen Dragon Ranger, who he's whatever. King Ranger stinks. Mega Silver is. Who cares?
I mean, I like him though.
He's not
Mega
Zane.
Silver is Silver is the weakest of the Rangers in Mega Ranger. I mean, Kyoryu Gold is pretty good.
I think he's more effective as a helper of the Mega Rangers than he is as a Ranger. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
And then I have a soft spot for the Go on Wings. Yeah, I have a soft spot for the Go on Wings too. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Sentai Six Rangers so far have been. Oh yeah, and Kiba Ranger. I don't like Kiba Ranger either.
No, you want Kiba Ranger now?
I don't think anyone can like Kiba Ranger.
Wait until we eventually get to Die Ranger. You'll love to hate him too.
Where would you rank Burai among your Six Rangers, Anthony? Because you've probably seen more. You've seen more Six Rangers than I have, actually, technically.
Yeah, but he's not really hitting the top. But see, the thing is, he's not even like the worst, but he's not the greatest either. So like,
he's mid.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've seen a lot of the newer Sentai Six Ranger intros, and the only Six Ranger from the modern era that does worse than him is cowboy guy from Ninja.
Oh, Star Ninja. Star Ninja.
Yeah, he's way worse than anything that we can get from Burai.
Yeah, definitely.
I still tell people the story of
the lawnmower.
No, not the lawnmower, but the fact that Japan made a Six Ranger cowboy, and he has a bull Zord, and when the Zord transforms, it goes yeehaw, yeehaw,
with a burger morpher,
with a cheeseburger morpher.
Yeah,
the only thing he would be missing was a Bank of America stamp somewhere on him because he needs a sponsorship.
And a Make America Great baseball cap.
Oh Lord!
And a flag too.
Let's just make him as unlikable as possible.
I mean, he's already a pretty unlikable.
He already is very unlikable. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen O-Ranger Gold yet, or whatever color he is in Sentai.
King Ranger.
King Ranger, but I get a feeling when I see O-Ranger, I'm going to put him above Star Ninja.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
It's on my list.
I like how we're all in agreement that King Ranger.
I said this man gets captured in his first episode.
I love how we're all in agreement that King Ranger's the worst sixth, and there's no budging on this.
All right, well, that's where I'm at.
But anyway, my top three really, and I don't want to count Spider Kimonos either because I do like him too, but I want to wait till after he gets. He's a great character, but I feel like we're cheating adding him onto the list already because he just debuted not too long ago. But I would say Chicken Gold. He's not my top three. He's not the top three, but he's it's like random order. It's Chicken Gold, Abra Killer, and I'm gonna add Black Knight Hyuga too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to put Burai in my top three, maybe after Boken Silver, but he's definitely down there for me now. I'd probably have him be a B tier Sixth Ranger. I don't think he's bad enough to be a C tier guy. I think he's good enough to be B. Definitely not A though. I mean, my top 3 would probably be okay. I put Boken Silver as number 1. That's for selfish reasons, though. I know that I don't think you guys would. I don't know if you guys will put him as number 1 or not.
He's number 4 for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And if people don't want to put Boken Silver as number 1, I get it. It's selfish reasons for me, to be honest. But I would probably, if I'm going to update it for now, I would. For my other top 3, I would probably have Abar Killer and Time Fire. Honestly, like, it's actually kind of funny how Abar Killer, Time Fire, and Dragon Ranger are those 3 rangers to greet Guy and Gokaiger, because now that I look at it, it's like, okay, Abar Killer and Time Fire, you can stay. Dragon Ranger, get out. So, that's honestly where I would kind of view it.
Dragon Ranger, you may be on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you're in here because you control a dinosaur mech and you died just like Abar Killer and Time Fire, but you are not granted the rank of badass 6th Ranger. Get out.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you tried, but no. It's like,
It didn't matter. Indiana didn't even matter.
But you still have a cool suit.
You have a cool suit, yeah.
Okay, we'll let you win.
Mm-hmm. For one day. Now, come on. Knock it out. Knock it out.
T-Rex will eat your Dragon Zord for lunch.
Oh, yeah. I'm still going to go. I will still go to my grave saying that the Q-Rex, or V-Rex, as it's called in Time Ranger, is better than Dragon Zord / Dragon Caesar.
Yeah.
I know Dan Southworth just ad-libbed that line in Forever Red, and it won't go away anymore, but it's a true line, in my opinion. So,
eat the Dragon Zord for lunch.
So, what do we all want to say for our closing thoughts? Because the next Zyuranger video is our last, thank God. So,
I'll say one thing. Thank God it's almost over.
Can we help him do King Ultra, please? Because I really want to do that.
I can't wait till we get to the audio drama, and then we can do something good.
I know.
And then when we're done with Zyuranger, we will do a review on the first 2 seasons of the Power Rangers audio drama, which are is mainly based off of season 1, and with like only Zyuranger stuff, but they add in a lot of Ranger elements in season 2. I'm not gonna give spoilers. I finished season 2 a couple of days ago, so actually I think it was a week ago, but and I enjoyed it, so I'm definitely looking forward to talking about that audio drama.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Patrick's take on it.
But yeah, so obviously the King Oger drama podcast to go up before this, but we will see you guys next time when we start taking a look at the final stretch of Zyuranger. Normally, when we do these things, we like to dedicate an entire podcast just to the in-game arc, but in the case of Zyuranger, we're just thinking, screw this, let's just finish it.
We're done, man. We can't.
So we're going to take a look at 43 through 50, which is basically every episode up until the series ends. And then we'll be done with this. We do apologize if we don't come off as enthusiastic or there's wind in our sails. It's like what Riz told me when he texted me this afternoon. This is a chore to do at this point. Now, thankfully, it's not a chore for me because after I finished Burai's drama arc, I just thought, okay, I am not going to wait another week to just do this. So I just watched everything after that. But
I definitely feel you on that.
So I've been done with those Zyuranger episodes, and I just have notes on my thoughts on all those episodes, so I don't have to do it, but I don't envy people who have to watch the remainder of those episodes. Sorry, guys.
Not like Patrick's going to watch them all anyway.
I'm just going to watch the finale, the final arc.
Yeah.
Everything before that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you guys, but brace yourself when I get really angry because I have a lot to say about the last episode before the endgame arc.
Oh, I'm excited.
I hate that episode.
I'm excited to listen to this.
Yeah, so. But anyway, we will see you guys next time when we wrap up our Zyuranger series. We thank you guys so much for listening to us. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave some thoughts down below on your thoughts on this arc. You can leave us any recommendations on what you would like us to do, and we'll get on it. We also want to give a shout out to the people who listen to us on iTunes and Spotify. We love you all, because without you guys, we would not be able to do this, and we appreciate all those who listen to us. Once again, we thank you guys so much for listening to us, and we'll see you guys next time when we wrap up Zyuranger. But until that time, you guys stay safe. We love you, and may the power protect you.